I am not much of a scout rifle guy in PvE, especially with legendaries. However, Unworthy is certainly a worthy king of the legendary scout rifles right now in PvE. This is a weapon you can earn from the Sundered Doctrine Dungeon, so that might be unfortunate for some of those players who can't play with other people or don't have a friend group, but I am happy that the loot here is certainly worth the chase, and I will definitely recommend you guys go out and try to get this. This is going to be an arc rapid fire frame. It's a must-have, especially with the origin trait. We'll talk about that pretty soon, but before we dive into the video, I just want to say if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified on when I drop more content. With that out of the way, let's talk about Unworthy. This scout is awesome, and as you will be seeing in the perk pool, there are tons of great combos for this weapon. But before we go into the perks, I do want to focus in on the new origin trait, Subjugation. This perk is wild, to be honest, simply because it is so damn adaptable, and it reads like this. Weapon adapts to targets. When dealing damage to weak targets, shots explode. To strong targets, targets become exhausted. Now there is a guardian aspect of a, increased flinch, but since this is a PvE video, this isn't going to be important at the moment. And as it states here in the perk, exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage. This is one of the few times that an origin trait feels like an exotic perk, adding a ton of value in a chase, and that's what it does here. So with that out the way, let's talk about all the perks that can roll with this weapon, and here on screen is going to be all those perks, and as per usual, we'll be labeling it so you guys can follow and reading it from right to left. So we already talked about the origin trait all the way to right, Subjugation. Let's slide over to column 4 and talk about that column. First up, we have Rolling Storm, Frenzy, Paracausal Affinity, Precision Instrument, Zen Moment, and Volt Shot. Next to that in column 3, we have Heating Up, Rapid Hit, Ambitious Assassin, Firefly, Keep Away, and Rewind rounds. And for magazines, we have Extended Mag, Alloy Magazine, Appendamag, Armor Piercing rounds, High Caliber rounds, Ricochet rounds, Flared Magwell, and Light Mag. And as you guys see here, there are a ton of combos for a god roll, and honestly, it depends on what you are in need of. The first god roll will be the most basic and very effective in those higher tiers of content, that being Arrowhead Break, High Caliber rounds, Rewind rounds, and Frenzy. Frenzy is a well-rounded perk here. It basically gives a 15% damage buff while in combat for 12 seconds, and you also get a 100% handling buff and reload speed buff for 7.2 seconds. This is a very lazy but powerful perk that doesn't require much work to get it to proc and get going. And rewind rounds, well, this helps increase your max size when you hit precision hits, which is going to be one of the best perks for those precision based weapons like a scout rifle here. So nothing too crazy in this god roll, but a very effective lazy god roll. Now if you guys want to get more spicy and juicy with a god roll, this is the one I seriously recommend. Now, like before, we have Arrowhead Break, High Caliber rounds, Rewind rounds, but instead of Frenzy, we have Paracausal Affinity. Paracausal Affinity is one of my favorite damage perks in the game, and I'm glad to see it get added to weapons outside the Root of Nightmares raid. So this perk reads like this if you are unaware. Final blows of energy types matching this weapon's alignment grant increased damage for a short period of time. Light final blows boost arc, solar, and void weapons. Darkness final blows boost stasis and strand weapons. And this is going to be a 20% buff, and it can be activated while the weapon is stowed. This is certainly a perk you are going to want to build into, but the fact that you will be building into it makes it a powerful asset. Basically, it's going to be an arc primary, so whether you're a hunter, warlock, or titan, you're going to be keeping that in mind with using a light energy type to get your final blows, whether that's abilities, whether that's other weapons. It is really good, and honestly, like I said before, one of my favorite damage perks in the game. Now, another solid god roll would be Arrowhead Break, High Caliber rounds, Firefly, and Rolling Storm. Firefly adds some of that explosion if you get precision final blows, and Rolling Storm adds to the bolt charge mayhem if that's something you are building into. Now, since Rolling Storm is new, it reads like this. Final blows grant bolt charge, and while you are amplified, final blows grant additional bolt charge. Now, the viability on this god roll will certainly vary on the challenge in the content. In most of the game, this will be a wild combo. You shouldn't have anything to worry about. Now, the last two combos or god rolls are just obvious ones that are solid. We're not going to really go into a breakdown like I did before, but the other ones will be Arrowhead Break, High Caliber rounds on both, and then for one of them, Rewind and Precision Instrument, really good solid combo there. And on the other one, you're going to want Keep Away and Volt Shot. Again, these two are solid in their own way, certainly worth the mention. It's just that the other three have a lot more juice in my eyes, especially the first two that I talked about before. But that is pretty much all I have to say on this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, helps out the video a ton. Of course, if you want more content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified on when I do drop more content. I think Wednesday we will have a Arc Prismatic build out for you guys. I might move that up to tomorrow, but we got other games to have fun with, so let's see. I will say a spoiler for that build, it doesn't have consecration, so I'm excited for people not to say,
oh, it's just another consecration build.
I always, to be honest, read those comments in Failsafe's voice. I wish I could do the impression, but since I have nothing else to add here, thank you guys for watching. It's greatly appreciated. Hope you guys have a good one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.